Your time is one of the most valuable aspects of a Disney World vacation because it can really make or break how much you get to experience. The slightest choice or mistake could shave hours off of your trip, and believe me, because I have seen it happen as well as happen to myself. I am very passionate about helping you make the most of your time when you're at Disney World because there's a good chance you spent a lot of time and money trying to make this trip happen. So to keep from having time sucked out of your day, here are 5 mistakes that will waste your time at Disney World. First mistake you want to look out for is going through security. When going to a Disney World park, everyone needs to go through security before entering into the park. There are metal detectors that you walk through that scan every guest that go into the Disney World parks. But there are definitely some pitfalls that you can run into whenever it comes to going through security. And especially early in the morning when the parks are very busy, lines can get very long for security, and there are definitely some things that will waste your time when going through. Now, the thing about Disney World security is if you walk through the metal detectors and the alarm does not get set off, you're able to keep on walking and go about your day. However, if the alarm gets set off, you do have to go into a separate screening area where most likely security will check your bag or do a body scan. It can be a huge time suck at times because not many park guests know what type of items usually go off in the metal detectors, which result in them having to get checked. So there's a way that you can prepare when going through security, and I'm going to share with you some of the most common items that usually go off when going through the metal detectors. The items that commonly set off the metal detectors are, of course, phones, eyeglasses case, umbrellas, and portable chargers. When I go to pack my backpack for a day at Disney World, I always keep this in mind, and I always pack these items on the top of my backpack so I can easily take them out whenever going through security. Then whenever walking through security, I will hold all of these items and hold them directly out in front of me away from my body. This is helpful because security is going to be able to see that the items that set off the metal detector are in your hand, and they're physically going to be able to see what you are holding, rather than having it be something that's in your backpack and make you have to go through the bag checks. Not a lot of guests know about this, and recently during the summer months, I have seen long lines form for these bag checks, so definitely save yourself some time, get these items out ahead of time so that way you can go smoothly through security. Being hangry at Disney World is no joke, and everyone needs a meal break during the day, but one of the worst times you can go to eat at the Disney parks that will waste an incredible amount of time is eating during the peak meal hours. One of the reasons is because there are incredibly long lines to order and get food. Of course, everybody's hungry and trying to eat during that time, and so there is a surplus of people trying to rush and get food at the quick service restaurants during those times. Yes, not only do you have to wait to order your food, but you also need to wait to have your food made and prepared as well. These lines get very long, it gets very loud and chaotic in these dining areas, and with all of these crowds, it gets very hard to find a place to actually eat whenever you finally get your food, and it can be so incredibly frustrating walking around and trying to find a spot to eat and risking your food getting cold. And you spent a lot of money on that food, and you don't want that to go to waste. What I would recommend is eating before or after the meal rushes. I have found that 11 o'clock is a great time in the morning if you're able to eat, because it's a great time right before the meal rush. And most of the time, that's when a lot of the quick service restaurants open for dining as well. Then later on in the early afternoon or after 5 o'clock is another great time to go and try to get a bite to eat. But please, I am telling you, do not eat right at the peak meal hours. You will not be happy, your family will not be happy, and it will overall not be a great experience. Going along with dining, another mistake I see guests make that wastes a ton of time is not using mobile ordering. Remember how I mentioned that there is long lines to wait for food at these quick service stops? Well, there is a mobile ordering feature on the My Disney Experience app that allows you to mobile order to get your food. This is a lifesaver for so many reasons, but it keeps you from having to wait in long lines to order your food. You're able to actually go onto the app and select a time slot for when you want to go and actually have your food picked up. So really, it can help you to manage your time a lot better and make the most of your time in the park instead of waiting in lines waiting for food. This is such an easy and convenient thing to use if you have the My Disney Experience app, which I highly recommend downloading before your trip and using because there are so many helpful and handy tools on there that can really contribute to your day. One thing that you can do whenever it comes to when you are thinking about eating is if you hop in line for a ride and have an estimate for how long the line is going to take, you can look on the My Disney Experience app at what time slots are available to mobile order food, and whenever you have an estimate range of when you may get off the ride, it's a great way to have food ready for you so that way you can maximize your time in the park. But not only is there mobile ordering, there is also a mobile checkout feature when it comes to shopping at Disney World, and waiting in lines to check out Disney merchandise is another way to waste a ton of time at Disney World. Getting a souvenir or Disney merch during your visit is a very popular thing to do, and that leads to a lot of lines that tend to form in these stores. But a very handy feature that I do not see a lot of people using is this mobile checkout feature on the My Disney Experience app. Now, yes, this is not available in all of the Disney World stores in the parks, but for a lot of the main stores that you can find inside the parks, there is a mobile checkout option. I really enjoy using this at the World of Disney store in Disney Springs, the Emporium in Magic Kingdom, and the Creation Shop at Epcot. This is so incredibly handy because all you do is scan all of the items that you are looking to purchase, check out on the app because you can put your credit card information and everything that you need inside of the app, and then once you're ready to leave, you go up to a cast member at the mobile checkout booth. They see that you made your purchase and you're able to go on your way. It is so easy and stress-free, and you don't have to wait in the long checkout lines. People do this. It saves you so much time. Another nice thing about it is if you are an annual pass holder and you are purchasing it on the account that has your annual pass linked, it will automatically take that discount off and apply it to your purchase. And the fifth mistake that I see made that really wastes a lot of time when going to Disney World is not knowing or using Disney World transportation correctly. First of all, I highly recommend before actually coming down on your Disney World vacation, learn how to use Disney World transportation, and especially if you know where you are going on your days down here, figure out which type of Disney transportation you need to use and that will work for you. There are so many times that I see guests trying to park hop or get somewhere for a reservation that they have for dinner around Disney property, and they're confused about where to go, what transportation to use, and where it will take them. And this can waste a lot of precious park time and risk you missing your dining reservation. Some of the transportation comes rather frequently, but in the case of the Disney World buses and the water taxis, these forms of transportation run on a schedule. So if you don't know when these forms of transportation will be available, it can really cause you to waste some time because you're stuck waiting for them to take you where you need to go. And as I said before, this park time and time at Disney World is precious, people, and you want to be able to go into your day having an idea of where you need to go and how to get there. So looking and doing some research ahead of time can help you to be able to do that. Now, in all of my visits to Disney World, there have definitely been a lot of mistakes that I've made and learned from along the way that I do not want you to run into, and you can find them all in this video here. And if you are looking for a simple way to figure out how to use Disney transportation, here's a guide that I've created here in this video. I hope you enjoy your trip to Disney World and make the most of your visit while you're there, and we'll see you guys in the next video. See you guys!